This center is a hidden gem tucked away in a Muskogee neighborhood.
He learned sign language. We started learning sign language here.
This is where children like 2-year-old William Turner sharpen up their ability. It looks like they're just playing, but this is therapy for the mind.
Should you go one more time?
Please, okay.
Body and heart. Leslie Turner drives about 40 minutes to get her son here twice a week.
William was born with Down syndrome, and we have been coming here for about 18 months.
This little one has come a long way.
So we started coming to Kelly B. Todd to help him learn to sit up and crawl, be more active, eating. He had a feeding tube when we first started.
Another skill we just discovered, William is definitely not camera shy. Mom says if not for this place,
he wouldn't be where he is today.
In Muskogee, I'm Sierra Pizarro. 2 Works for You.
He was a special guy. He loved his country.
Charlotte Cowens remembers her father in several ways. Roy Burleson was a restaurant owner, a face in the Okmulgee community.
He was a dad, hands-on dad.
But what Charlotte only later came to learn was his story as a Buffalo soldier.
They had to stay low in the dark of night, and he just said that they lost a lot of good men.
Before he passed on November 30th, Roy would tell his daughter and anyone who would listen about his time in the Army.
The man that been blown up, you had to stay there with him. No place else to go.
He was real intense about his service.
Roy was an Army engineer who would talk about his duty in demolitions, clearing out paths for the men around him. His family says it's how he received his first of 2 Purple Hearts.
He was going against enemy fire when he actually had to do the crawling to set the charges off.
Roy's heroism also earned him the Bronze Star, but now his family's pushing for an even higher honor. His dream, until the day he died, for the president to call his name as a recipient of the Medal of Honor.
You know I'm going to jump up and down, you know that. Jump up and down if he called me. I would never turn that down.
That would be a dream come true. That would really be a great honor for my dad.
Roy's family picking up the paperwork they first filled out in 2014 and reaching out to U.S. representatives in the hopes for a posthumous honor for their family's hero. Chris DeMaria, 2 Works for You.
I didn't want to be here 10 years saying, where's Laura?
10 years later, now turning into 20, and her message remains the same.
Exactly 10 years after the girls' disappearance, their families and this community say they will not let the girls be forgotten.
Strangers, people you meet will say, I don't know how you do it. Well, you do it because, number one, you have to do it. If I don't do it, who is? Because nobody out there wants to find Laura as much as her mother and her father.
4 days after Christmas, 1999, a house burns, an attempt to hide the bodies of the Freeman parents, shot to death at close range. Their daughter Ashley and best friend Laura never to be seen again. 2 decades later, the pain remains for the parents who lived through it all.
And even then, when you lose a loved one, you still miss them on anniversary dates, their birthdays, Christmas, holidays, and stuff.
But Laureen Bible slowly stepping toward answers she's been seeking since 1999. As the dig continues, yet another long process is playing out right before the family's eyes. A suspect could soon be spending his day in court.
I would stare back at him, and I want him to know I'm there.
Ronnie James Busick in court, determining if he's competent to stand trial in the case Oklahoma has never forgotten.
That mother of that missing child and Ashley, I'm there watching you all day.
1 witness down, 3 to go, until 12 people determine if the lone surviving suspect will stand trial, something Laureen Bible has waited for every single day.
She does whatever it takes to keep the girls' memories alive and make sure that their case is not forgotten by law enforcement or the public.
We did 4th of July and Christmas and Halloween and everything we did together, and just one big We're a big family.
Caitlin Villa grew up all over Green Country. Eventually, she found herself living with her aunt and uncle, her protective guardians.
My aunt and uncle were looking into all of our kids' email addresses, and it was basically this person telling me that if I told anyone what happened, that he was going to kill myself and my family.
Caitlin says it began with a family connection, the uncle of the aunt she was living with. First, he earned her trust.
To me, it came across that this person was comforting me. I felt like I didn't have anyone else to go to, and this person very much made me feel like they were who I could go to and who I could count on.
All part of a ploy to fool a 14-year-old girl.
All a young girl has to get is some kind of attention that she didn't feel like she was getting somewhere else. And it happens just like that. And she can be dragged in and nobody would have any idea.
It took 6 months before her attacker made his move.
I was molested and I was raped by a man who was 42 years old.
Caitlin says it would happen every day over the course of a year.
When he threatened my life, it only cemented the fact that he was willing to do whatever to make sure that I kept quiet.
Right under her family's noses.
He had talked about having children with me. I mean, down to names. I had more than one pregnancy scare when I was 14.
When her aunt and uncle read a threatening message in her email, Caitlin told them what was happening. They stuck with her through the trial and conviction. And since then, she's been getting stronger and spreading her message.
Young girls and parents need to know that these types of predators are out there. And they're not going to look like these crazy monsters. They're going to look like people you know and people you trust.
Now, on the eve of her attacker's release from prison, Caitlin remains strong and sends a word of warning for parents all over.
Your kids' behavior and their actions. You will notice differences. There will be things that aren't the same. And you just have to know your kid.
Chris DeMaria, 2 Works for You.
Outside, a full lot.
We're literally parked like in the shopping center next door.
Inside, even fuller baskets.
Every year I always say I'm going to be 10 by Thanksgiving, and that's only happened once ever.
Toys. Candy.
It's been very busy.
Tulsans are busy still getting all the Christmas goodies. And it's all made possible by the employees.
Give rewards card.
Holding the fort, rushing the lines,
Helping customers find giftables.
and spreading cheer to strangers.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That's Mandy Dalton.
It's tough that you don't get to be at home with your families, but a lot of us enjoy the job because we enjoy working with people and helping customers and helping them find the best gifts for their loved ones.
My daughter loves these chocolate-covered cherries. So just picking up a few last-minute stocking stuffers.